wonderful legends. Welcome to today's meditation. If you're wondering what that bum is in the background, a lot of people think it's a pillow, but it's actually my dog Bailey. So if you ever see a moving pillow, it's my dog Bailey. And if you jump on my socials, sometimes you'll see him humping the couch. So let's hope, I think he'll be fine, but let's hope he doesn't hump the couch during the meditation. Anyway, I want to share with you something which is a really common question that I get asked as a coach when I coach my one-on-one ladies. If they have, they've got designated homework that I set out for them and certain things that they are to complete. And if something goes on in their life and they have fallen off the bandwagon, they often ask, like, how do I get back on the bandwagon? Now, what typically takes place is their ego, which is the part of us that can be incredibly limiting and very conditioned based, focused on the conditions that need to take place before you can do something, starts to take over. When creating a new habit and a new pattern, the egoic ways that we do things are usually the most powerful patterns that play out in our life. So when we want to develop new ways of doing things, it's easy to get sidetracked and it's easy to fall off the bandwagon, so to speak. So how do you get back on? People ask me, how do you get back on? One of the things that I share with them, and which is what I want to share with you today, and then take it through meditation and then through journaling, is to be very aware of the egoic conditions that you're telling yourself that you can't jump back on until, or it's going to be hard to jump back on board until, or you have to feel motivated to jump back on board. And so you have to wait for motivation, or you have to wait until Monday, or you have to wait until the next morning. Or, what I like to say is you have to wait till like the full moon, half moon, new moon, retrogrades over, all that kind of jazz, right? And I take myself through the same stuff. Whatever I coach to others, I coach myself. So for example, when lockdown happens and then, I don't get to go to the gym because I like working out at the gym, when the world opens and then gyms open back, my ego and my self-talk is like, oh no, I'm too weak to go back to the gym. I must feel stronger before I go back. So I'll just like sit this one out until I feel strong. And it's like, dude, you're going to feel stronger when you actually go to the gym. Or I'll wait to go back until I feel a little bit more like myself again. It's like, oh my gosh, how often do you feel like yourself? Every day we kind of have to work at being ourselves. So I can even catch myself out when I'm just putting things off to get back on the bandwagon. And really it comes down to choice. It's overcoming all of those booby traps that our ego sets for ourselves, and then going, peace be with you, no thanks. I'm going to give zero fucks to that, and I'm going to channel my energy and attention and focus into, okay, even though I'm not ready to go, or I'm telling myself I'm not ready to go, I'm going to go. Because there's this fine line between when we truly need a little time and we do need a little rest and we do need a break, right? When our perfectionism is like kind of beaten at your door and you're like, hey, I need a break. And then there's that fine line between, I think I'm milking the break. I think I'm now just like stalling it and milking it and getting the most out of it. And so being an aware, conscious human being is knowing the difference between, I think I'm fucking with myself, and actually no, I need this time out, So we're talking here about when you're milking it and you're not getting back on the bandwagon because of whatever reasons. You'll look like an idiot, or you'll be left behind, or you're not fit enough, or you're not this enough, or you're not whatever enough, right? And this can be to do with your relationships, this can be to do with your eating, this can be to do with your training, this can be to do with whatever projects you have to do. So let us go in. Have your journals and your pens, notepads, laptops, whatever you have by your side. Let's hope and fingers crossed you will not be disturbed. And then when you feel ready, you can lie down, you can sit down, just start getting yourself nice and comfy. And if you haven't already, please close down your eyes. Take a nice big breath in and then out. Big breath in and then out. Big breath in and then out. And just breathe at a pace and rhythm that feels good for you. A pace and rhythm that feels good for you. And just set that intention to be of highest service to yourself. Meaning you're here to get the goods for you. And as you're breathing and as you're here, just think about the last time, whether it's super recent or even a little while ago, in any area of your life, where you had difficulty getting back on the bandwagon. Things in your life settled down, and in truth, you could get back on the bandwagon, but you felt like you couldn't. You felt like something was stopping you and blocking you. As you think back to that time, I want you to notice and observe the thoughts that were going on inside your head. Not getting sucked into them in this meditation, but just noticing at that time the thoughts that went on inside of your head. The conditions that went on inside of your head about getting back into the swing of things. The thoughts, the conditions that became excuses. What were they inside of your head? You just want to notice and observe. So next time this takes place, because it will, you can catch yourself out. What are the stories you told yourself? What are the stories you repeated over and over in your head? And maybe even to others. Because these thoughts, these conditions, these excuses and these stories are the block. They block realignment. They block moving forward. And they produce self-sabotage. So really get inside your psyche at that time. And even go back over other times. Are those stories, are those thoughts, are those conditions the same or similar? When you feel ready, I invite you to take out your journals, your notepads, your laptops, and write down what goes on inside of your psyche. The stories, the thoughts, the conditions. And then as a result, what does your behavior do? What are your behaviors? And this is all in the name for when this happens again, because of will. You got way more ammo to call bullshit on yourself and the thoughts in your head. So take some time now to journal and write. No rush. This is your time and your space. And I'll see you again very soon. Peace be with you.